All right, you guys comfortable?
Nice beads.
Yep. What's that? Gold? Is that? What is that?
Oh, it's just like a sun.
Let's see.
Thanks.
Did not fucking record.
Oh boy.
I know, dude. I've done so many of those though. Dude, me and Ken, we'll bring over a guest, fucking set the whole thing up, and
It'll be fucking
dog shit. The audio or the video. So it's like every time I have to figure something out. How you guys doing?
Fantastic.
All right.
Life's good? Huh? Was today 11/11?
Yesterday.
Whatever.
Yeah, well,
It's 11/11 somewhere.
Yeah.
That's what old Bill Gates says.
Is that what he says?
I think so.
Oh, somewhere.
Yeah. It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
it is.
Nice, man. It's been a weird... Oh, yeah. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, mate.
Everyone's got these healthy
Our doors.
sparkling water drinks here.
Yeah. Water. Breakfast of Champions.
Fancy.
I like the new setup.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, man. It's come a long way. I've been working on audio, video. So what do you guys think?
About what?
The world.
Pretty crazy.
You think so?
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
Why do you think it's the most wild?
Just I don't know. I think it's there's a lot of opportunity for distraction, I guess, is really what it is. Because there's all sorts of different ways of looking at what's going on in the world. There's all sorts of narratives.
Oh, yeah.
So it's easy to plug into one and then go down the rabbit hole of that one.
Right.
Yeah, we went to a comedy show last night. Me and Leslie and his wife Tara and some other friends, and a guy Sam Tripoli has a podcast called The Tin Hat.
Was he here?
Yeah.
Oh shit! I didn't even know.
Oh, you've
I
heard
would
of him?
have gone. Yeah.
You've heard of him?
I've heard of him.
Oh yeah,
You
he's
have too?
awesome. He's awesome.
Yeah, it was good. And at the end of his set, he was talking about that he's researched different spiritual teachings for a long period of time, and the one that he came across that resonated with him the most was the Tibetan Book of the Dead. And he said he liked that the most. He said this is what they talk about in that is that this is a hologram. Is a holographic reality, and that we incarnate through different from the 5D to the 3D, and I'm big on that too. I just think it's a hologram. It's a fucking simulation, man. It's just a video game.
Yeah,
That's
because
what quantum physics tells us too.
Yeah.
The waves collapsing into particles just by a conscious being observing it.
Yes.
So now we have science that also says it's just some kind of weird holographic vibrational light matrix or something that we're in.
Right. We can actually observe what our reality actually is. And so to your point, and this is even what he said, is that with all these narratives, it's all these different, almost like paths that you can take based on what you focus on. So what you focus on takes you down a path, and going down that path, you're going to have emotional experiences, you're going to have conscious experiences, and those are going to be reflected back to you in your own reality,
Have you ever seen Westworld?
I talk
think
about
you
this on this
introduced me to
show
that.
all
Dude,
the time.
That's exactly how I see
What's
it
happening. The game is shifting from the Wild West to a new reality.
is. Right.
And some of us in the game have woken up to be like, I'm in a video game.
Plus, after watching that, what on earth happened?
Right.
And I think I sent that to you.
Did you finish it?
no,
How far did you get in?
2 hours,
Okay.
and I just I kind of saw the same thing. It's that's this guy's perspective. This guy's definitely he's unlocked a lot of things, and he's right on a lot of this stuff. But he like you said this to me before is you choose to go down that. You choose to hold on to that. You choose to do those things. And so I don't know, man. For me, it's like it's the same thing. Like I just got done watching The Matrix, all 3 of them, and like I watched them back to back. I wanted to go at a 35-year-old self and be like, man, because I watched those when I was like what 18, 15, 16, 17.
Oh, you haven't watched them since?
No, I mean not really paid attention. So like going back into it and the references that they use and how like that's what we're in. Like we just can't see the Matrix. We just can't see that all this is code
until you take something like a mushroom, like an ayahuasca that lets you see the code.
Yeah, because like your eyes, we have probably I don't even know how many filters we have in our eyes, but those filters allow us to see different things. And when you're on drugs and you're on different things, those filters get unlocked for us. And so like we are able to shift into that another reality or whatever that we're going into and see it from a different perspective. You know, so that's where I'm at. Like it's even just taking mushroom right now, like, you know, it's cool that we did that and everything. And like, that's going to help us like talk about all of these different pathways that we're talking about. Cause that's what they are, like what we're telling each other. Right. But it's like, also we're all going to sit here and listen to everybody else's perspective about that pathway.
Right.
You know, so like, we're not like, I said this to Shane in the garage, a lot of the time, like people have done the research for you. So when they're telling you like, this is how it is, like, it's like, man, that guy's like really serious about like that. And like, it's cool. And it's like, that's the way that it's supposed to be, but that's his reality too of it. You know, like he's only looking at it from one perspective or his perspective. And that's why people are so like, this is why it's this way. You know, my opinion matters and everything. So
I mean, it's funny you say that, because when you guys were there, me and Sean were saying the same thing, like based on the law of belief, that which you seek, you shall find. So if someone's that obsessed about finding and proving to themselves that the earth is flat or the earth is round, they're going to find evidence in support of what they're looking for. So my whole thing is, it's both. It's a hologram. So if you believe that it's round, you're going to find evidence to support it's round. And you could, just like if you got a Jew and a Muslim together, like devout, like they will argue because they have studied, and they will, no, this is why you're wrong. No, this is why you're wrong. No, this is why I'm right. And this is why you're wrong. No, this is why I'm right. And this is why it's a self-fulfilling. So it's like, to me, like I liked watching it. It was like, because I had gotten information that I'd never have gotten, like on the flat earth and like stuff like that. But then like I got just like I always get to, something in my head just said, what does it fucking matter? Like, dude, what does it matter? Is it going to make you a better person? Nope. Oh, then what are you doing wasting your time on it?
Maybe.
Okay, maybe. But it's a tough call.
I have his
Did
same.
you finish it?
I did.
Okay, so
Actually, no, I didn't. I got to like 7 hours.
Okay.
Once he started talking about the trees,
Yeah, that was
I was like,
crazy.
nah. I was like, that's too.
How do you not see that?
I can see the evidence, but there would be more of them in that
Bro,
area.
Devil's Peak is the,
I know.
is the
I totally
fucking
get it.
is the holy grail for
Nah,
what that is.
I've seen other
bullshit.
I've seen other
You
places.
look
I've
at
seen
that.
other
You
people
look at that motherfucker, and that is tree root. That is all you see is fucking tree.
Listen,
It's
then why aren't there
petrified
more,
wood, bro.
Why aren't there more trees near
What
it?
What happened though? What happened
You
back
tell
in then?
me.
We went from a carbon-based fucking. We went from
I know, I get it.
Molecular whatever to a carbon-based life form. When that happened, rocks became fucking petrified. Trees
So
became
then why
petrified.
aren't there any other ones close to it?
When they that's why
There's only one, and
bro.
I
That's
mean,
why
you've been
gold,
there.
That's why all this shit exists. Oh, there's way more. There's
not,
way more.
Not near. I've been to it too, but not since I was a little kid, so I don't remember.
But I'm saying
but
there's
no
way
other
more than,
ones.
yes, there is.
Not near it in Wyoming. It's in the middle of fucking the plains.
The thing that you're looking at is like, this one is a tree
I
that's
know,
cut, right?
yeah.
Okay, it's cut.
Well, I can't say that
the
it's
other
a tree.
the other mountains or whatever that you like really look at, like the mountains, they're fucking roots, dude. They're like, that's the root. The tree has been uprooted from the fucking mountain, so it's just completely bare.
I didn't see any of the uprooted
So,
ones.
The way they talk about it in that movie is that it wasn't like a tree as we know it. It's like a crystal tree, like this. Before carbon
like the
was
given,
introduced.
like
Yeah, what was the
Like, look at-
substance before carbon? It was starts with an S.
Solidium or something.
Silicon.
Silicon.
Right.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that we were a silicon-based life. That's
Right.
what it was on this earth.
And they were. Oh,
But like, look at
they
it. Look at all these
crystals?
stories.
Crystal
Look at all
trees.
these stories
Yeah.
about like the giving tree or stuff like. That's what those fucking were. They were huge fucking.
Listen,
just
I've read the Giving Tree a
trees.
lot, and that has nothing to do with.
But
what
that's
you're
what I'm
talking
saying
about.
is like the references of these old stories that like David and Goliath, fucking Jack and the Beanstalk.
I understand
all
what
these
you're
fucking
saying.
different things that are like.
But to me,
stories.
like I would say, there would be more in that area.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's
But there's
just,
not.
That was
There's just one Devil's
the biggest
Tower.
That was the biggest tree.
How do you know
Everything
that
else
you
was-
can't?
Because look, when you're silicon based, it's not like it's not a stationary carbon based
but
life.
I know, but if one survived, there would be more than just one in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Yeah, but also like where do you come from? Like all these geodes, rocks that have fucking stones in the middle of them. That's the same thing. It was a silicon based life form, and then when it became a carbon based life form, it became hardened and fucking crystal on the inside. Like,
I know. My whole thing is I don't know, so I'm not gonna plant my flag in the ground
yeah.
and say for sure this is the truth. Like
but
I don't know.
that
I watched the
video,
video.
right?
It's like okay, it's compelling, but it's kind of far-reaching. Like
it's a lot
'cause
of evidence
in
that
a
somebody's
forest.
fucking doing
No,
that
it's
you're
not.
not gonna
There's no
do.
evidence. It was theory.
Okay, theory.
There's no evidence.
There's a lot of theory then.
Right. And so that was my thing. Like, there's no evidence. There's no proof.
Well, the evidence
It's
for me
theory.
is like the top, like the pictures are from the top down.
And I understand
Peak,
that.
is it's a tree. Like you could see, it's a tree ring. Like all of it is. It's
Or
the
it
ring of
just
life.
looks
it's
like
the
one.
ring of life.
Or it looks like one.
It's the same thing as every tree when you cut it.
I just want to go in the middle of the Arctic.
Can you get? I know, yeah. Like I would like to go and check those things out.
Well,
rather
if he's
than
saying
watching...
that the North Pole is right in the center, like, and the south, like, dude, that's what I'm saying.
that
Like,
stuff was super cool to me. Like
it makes sense.
All of those like synchronicities or similarities. Like, why is the UN's map that way, and
Yeah.
why are these other ones, and why? Like, that stuff. That is evidence in support of a claim. Like that's why I turned it off. Like he lost me at the tree part. Like the tree part was when I was like, it's a little bit too far reaching for me.
I follow a pretty crazy flat Earth lady on Instagram, and she, like the videos she posts and stuff are pretty compelling about not just like flat Earth, but just like all the societies have kept it from us, like NASA, like why NASA is created, what they're doing, and why they keep telling us that we're on a globe and we're on this fucking, and like the picture that they have of the globe is a photoshopped picture multiple times over, like just to show you weather patterns and shit that they can't take pictures of.
Oh, that was, I mean, to me that was super compelling. Like the Photoshop.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I get it. Like that part, I did. I was really into that part.
I
think that there are people that are of an older consciousness, call it lizard people or call it whatever you want, that because their consciousness is at a lower level and their hardware, like I look at every person, every human is like an iPhone. Okay, Donald Trump's his hardware is so outdated, he could never upgrade to the new software. So his consciousness is stuck at a certain level of progression. So for me, I just look at, there's those people out there, whether they're the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, the Trumps, the Bidens, I would say most of the people in government, their consciousness has capped out at a certain level. Just like if I had an iPhone 4, I could not download the most recent software to that phone. The hardware is now obsolete. Those people that are running the show right now, their hardware is so old and obsolete they have no empathy. They've never reached the level of evolution to get to empathy. So for me, it's like we just have to wait for them to die and to reincarnate to learn those lessons to get to empathy. Because like me and Sean talked a couple weeks ago, and man, this idea, like it woke me up. It woke me up last week, and I wrote it down. Like there's languages. The language of the slaves, the language of the rulers, and the language of the gods. Now, Sean was saying that back in Egyptian times, the mystery schools, the slaves, they'd never even learned the language of the rulers. So they only knew a certain level of language. And so for me, it's like, hey, call it the Rothschilds. Okay, another way to look at it is the slaves, they're W-2 employees. Okay, above the W-2 employee are LLCs, limited liability corporations, and corporations. Above them are trusts. Okay, then you've got statutory law and you've got common law. The gods live by common law. That is a law of the land. That's a law of contract. That's a law of your word is your bond. So these people, the elite or the gods, the lizard people, whoever, whenever they made the rules, hundreds of years ago, they made the rules by which we're playing the game. But their consciousness is now dying off. And there's a whole new consciousness that is emerging. And that consciousness is now outweighing, it's outpowering the old consciousness. So the key is to not resist or to protest, or what I call bitch, because bitching is just protesting. You don't bitch about it and say, oh, fuck you, Biden, fuck you, Trump, fuck you, Pelosi. That's resistance. You just say, I'm just going to fucking lay low and wait for you motherfuckers to die. Because you guys are dinosaurs. You're going to die before me. So once our generation, the new consciousness overpowers them, then everything changes. So for me, it's like, what I see in regards to like that documentary is there are these pillars that our reality has been built upon. You've got religion, you got politics, you've got money, you got sex, you got gender, and there are probably more. But these pillars, they are what our entire reality or culture or paradigm has been built on. And they're eroding away. And what people are doing, they're like, oh, let's try to fucking plaster and try to like support them and keep them going. It's like, no, you just let them crumble, and it'll burn to the ground and then something cooler will be built. So for me, it's like, yeah, people are coming up with these fucking ideas that, hey, the earth is flat, the earth is round, fucking this, that, or the other. And it's like, hey, whatever, it's all unfolding perfectly. I fucking do. I'm not, like, we were talking about, like, I'm just trying to fucking leave. I'm trying to fucking live on a fucking farm and meditate and fucking just wait for fucking teleportation.
Well, so that gives me the same, like you follow him too, the guy on Instagram, Liver King.
Yeah, fucking beast, man.
Craziest dude
Just
craziest dude on Instagram.
No,
He eats everything raw.
Are you serious?
Like, I'm fucking, like, he
out.
literally will cut the fucking bull testicle,
Yeah.
and then right in front of you, cut the
Unwrap
fucking
the
sack,
membrane. Yeah.
and just fucking swallow it right on Instagram and everything.
And he's
Bro,
a
this
monster.
fucking guy is a monster.
Yeah.
Okay? But so here's where I'm at with that. Like, this guy, okay, he's plugged in one because he uses social media, right? But he uses that platform, okay? But he's showing us a whole nother thing. Like, we could be completely removed from everything and go natural like this dude, right? Like,
Sure.
like completely natural. And what I mean, like, I'm talking like this dude, it's wild to watch his stories every single day. This guy is like, he comes on and he's like, all right, guys, we just did a simulated successful hunt. Like he does all these things like in the day, and he tells you what he does and like all, but to me, that's all that we should be doing. Like this whole like being plugged in and like being part of like this, right? This whole system and the matrix, right? I really think we all need to be out fucking in the farm and just like back with nature again. Cause it's like, even with this new metaverse coming in, I think that's why I have resistance. I might even just like unplug completely from it and go do that, just because it's like you're watching this whole reality start over here in this new thing. And it's such a like to me, something beautiful is going to come of it, right? And it's all unfolding perfectly and it's all working perfectly. But to me, it's like that also creates something like that they're going to create to try and hold on to whatever, right? But I don't want to be plugged into that. I think we need to be plugged into to nature again and like getting back to our physical form. And I have no room to say this because at the end of the day, I should have started working out with you a month ago, you know, realistically, and not even that, just myself. And I'm just fucking lazy. So that's really what it comes down to is I need to get out of my way. But
I mean, we're all plugged in at some level, you know?
yeah.
At some level, we're all plugged in. So, you know, my friend was saying, because his mom was saying the same thing about the metaverse. Like, oh my gosh, you know, this is how they're going to get ya, you know? And he was like, you're already fucking plugged in. You watch TV all day. You're plugged in.
Yeah, but even have you watched The Matrix lately?
No, but I watched it 2019.
Okay,
and I've watched it a million times.
Okay, then you remember when they talk about like AI and transhumanism and that, like not even transhumanism, just AI and like what it does to like that whole thing, like and what Neo has to go up against, and like it's like we just want to live in peace. Like I feel like that we will live in peace with AI, right? But I think we're in for something. I really think that they're going to fucking try and fuck us hard. Like, you know, you downloading your consciousness to a computer is a cool thing and everything. But man, like who's got control of that at the end of the day? Your consciousness is in the fucking computer. You ain't got control of that.
You could if it was on a blockchain and you are the only ones that have the private keys to it. So again, like your perception comes from your level of understanding. I could see that.
I've not seen it from that point of view though.
Yeah. So like I see like, man, like once in the metaverse, we can create our own identity. And like, so let's look at it like this. Like, so let's say I made an NFT of me and then I broke that NFT up into like, let's say 10 different NFTs. And then I put my resume saying, hey, here's my success, here's what I'm good at, here's my value I can bring. I'm looking to I'm going to sell these portions of me. And by buying these 10 NFTs, all the projects that I do from here on out, you're going to get paid a cut. Because I'm looking to raise some cap. I could do it where, hey, I just have one NFT because I'm not looking for any outside capital. But that's the next level, is to say, hey, like in this new reality, because I just see that the metaverse is it's the next logical step in the evolution of, because even Liver King, like, dude, this is an animal suit. So yeah, he might be a fucking badass and he's eating balls and stuff like that, but that doesn't mean that he's God. Or that maybe he's just stuck in his way. That the nature's the best way. How does he know?
Sure.
And how do you know that the metaverse isn't the best thing for us?
There's a blockchain project, exactly what you just described about, you know, putting your consciousness into like an NFT, a character. It's called Meta Hero. And when I looked at the website, the way that they had this roadmap laid out is they're going to have a giant scanner that you can go in and it will take a 3D scan of your body.
They already have that in Dubai. I just heard about that yesterday too. That's twice now. I got to get some of these.
Yeah, so but not only can they scan your body, but you can bring an item and it'll scan the item, and then that becomes an NFT in the metaverse, and then you go in and just interact and play the game and trade. And
so you're saying that the blockchain is going to protect all of this?
It already has the capability of it. Like, here's the thing, though, is how I feel, is because you've been so plugged into the politic game, being plugged into that game creates fear, resentment, blame. It creates that within your being. So your perception is going to be, that is ingrained in your perception. So for me, like, I'm trying to disconnect from that as much as possible, and I'm trying to focus on this as much as possible. So like with the blockchain, like it's so far advanced from that old archaic system They're so fucking far behind. The average federal workers over the age of 55, the average congressman's over the age of 75. They're fucking dinosaurs. They don't know how to fucking program blockchain. They guess what? They have the power of the media, so they can put a fucking story on the fucking news and say, "Oh, we know how to do everything." And if they get you to believe that, then you're afraid of them. Oh gosh, but I don't believe that. I believe they're pussies. They're just scared ass old motherfuckers that they know that their time in the sun is done. And they're doing all that they can to hold on to their power, but their days are fucking numbered. So for me, I see a whole new world. It's a whole new world. And man, it's fucking amazing. In fact, I'm only halfway through because it's so fucking long. This book called The Sovereign Individual, written in 1999, the same time as The Matrix.
4 hours into it.
He talks about like, dude, there's going to be these new digital worlds or realities where people will make money, they'll do commerce, they'll do all these things, and it will be... these governments, or what they call the nation state, they can't even touch it, It's so far advanced for their just lizard brains, They're fucked. Right. But they are in control of the propaganda machine. So it's easy for that. Like, that's why even this documentary, like, I don't know the guy. He doesn't even show his face. So he could be one of those people that just made it to, I don't know.
A disinfo agent.
Exactly.
PSYOP.
Yeah.
Running a
it's
PSYOP.
all a fucking PSYOP. So for me, I'm just like.
That's again, to me, it's like, why are we plugging into any of this shit?
I mean, I try not to. But it was
try not to.
compelling.
You
it
try
got
not
me.
to,
So I was
but-
like, this is good shit.
Yeah.
But then when the pedophile part came on, I'm like, dude, again, like, where's the fucking like, dude, there'd be fucking kids or young people or adolescents making videos saying, yeah, dude, I fucking was in this fucking gangbang ring and they tried to get me and then I escaped. Like, where's those videos at? There's no videos.
Censorship, maybe?
I don't. They couldn't censor
They can
that
censor
many.
everything,
no,
dude.
Not that many. Thousands. Even fucking what's his name?
Everything.
ClickFunnels guy. Russell Brunson. He's a big investor in Project Underground Road. Dude, where's the evidence? It could be a shell company. I don't know him. Like, it could be totally fake. Like, yeah, we're out there investing this money trying to find these human traffickers.
Dude,
but it's like,
every one of those, but if you really look at it, like every one of the fucking people that are on those videos, like what
videos?
The Clintons, like any of those elites, okay? They all have a foundation around fucking helping kids. Women in trouble,
I know,
blah, 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 blah. Like,
the evidence is compelling.
Bro, that's the same. That shit to me is like, it's not just evidence. Like, there's, and
it is evidence,
at the same time,
proof.
they control the media, so it is censorship. Like, they control what's posted and what's not, and what's fucking told and what's not. Like,
I know.
what's good and what's bad.
I get it. I totally get it.
I don't know what. I don't know if it was on that video. It might have actually been that video where they're pointing out like who owns the media.
Yeah.
The different banks, and they basically own all of it. Both sides.
Oh, yeah.
Red and blue.
Yeah.
They
are like they are all
media channels.
scumbags at the top. I'm not disputing that. I'm just saying if it
to
was
that,
again, they try to blow things up
goes
to make
back
it more scary than it really is. Like, guess what? Kidnapping has always been around.
Yeah, but it goes back,
pedophilia
like,
has always been around for thousands of years.
Look at the music industry.
I bet King
look
Henry
at everything
was drinking blood.
that we like. Look at, I mean, all the like big people in music industry right now. If you really just look at that side of it right there, the videos that they show, and all of the symbolism in all of that is all there.
I know.
Sacrificing
I get it.
kids, pedophilia, all that shit. They're blatantly showing you that this is what they're doing, so that you're disconnected from it.
But
like,
it can't affect me because I'm awake to it.
Again, you're disconnected from it. You're not
Right.
paying attention to it.
Right.
Okay. There are a ton of people that are paying attention to that and do see those things and do see those videos and do see the things that are censored or hidden. Here's the thing, man. When I was on Twitter and my shit got blocked fucking 6 months, I haven't been on since. I have not logged back in since my account was was wiped away. I had 4,000 followers, 4,000 fucking people that I was following that were constantly showing me crazy ass shit, going down the rabbit hole, okay? But every one of those accounts got censored, blocked, and fucking done. And they all created a Telegram account and everything like that. So I have all of it again. I could pull it up right now. But I don't choose to follow it anymore. I don't choose to, but I know it's there. They have all of this shit. They wouldn't just show it to you once on Twitter and then it get blocked and it's gone and I can't find the video again to show you the evidence. It's all still there. They all still have all that, but it's just not. It's your reality or not.
I know, and you bring up a good point. Is that it doesn't. Once you wake up or once your awareness gets to a certain level, it can affect you. You can see it, and it's almost like you have a shield on. So I'm with you. There's a lot of people out there that it is subliminally affecting them. But guess what? I'm not here to fucking save anybody.
Right.
I'm not here. They have their own karmic journey that they incarnated here to experience.
Yeah.
And so even the child that gets human trafficked, that's their karma. So, hey.
Yeah. No,
I'm not here to
I'm
interfere
with you there.
with anybody's karma.
Yep.
So again, why would I
didn't get kidnapped. My karma's good enough.
Yeah,
I didn't get fucking. I didn't get raped. I didn't get fucking
maybe
touched
in the
or
past
whatever as a
life,
little kid or whatever.
The one that got raped was a raper.
Yeah, 100%.
So hey, I'm not here to mess with any of the karmic perfection of this reality.
But we're doing it right now.
What do you mean?
We're disrupting that field with different information for somebody that may not have been aware to it.
I know, that's why I want to talk about what we're talking right this second is that, hey, wake up and stop paying attention to it. Pay attention to the new world, because that world is based around fear, corruption, manipulation, greed. You have to unplug from it and then plug in, and you have to literally train yourself, reprogram yourself to come from a place of love and faith and compassion and empathy. But anytime you spend it's easy to say, I'm coming from this place, but when you're plugged into that, you're creating within yourself those emotions because you're plugged into it. So you're going to feel those emotions: anger, hate, resentment, fear, all of those things. So it's a fucking slippery slope that's as fine as a razor's edge, It's so... it's like you get tricked, most videos that I get shared with, I don't watch them. But that one, all right, man, I'm going down this fucking rabbit hole. And then I went down, I was like, I'm going back to comedy shows. That's all I watch is just comedy shows, or I watched some Gaia shows recently, but that's it. I just want to... I see that their game is done, It's already done. It's already done because it's already happened in the future. We just have to be patient and persistent in getting to that future event, whatever it looks like. I think that eventually something could happen that just changes everything, That could change everything real. That's why, man, when I saw the Meta rebrand, I was fucking pumped. I was like, this is a huge symbol. It's a sign, because our reality is based on symbols and signs. So that was a sign to say, oh, this is big. Now I see that the good is outweighing the bad, or the seeming bad. It's not even bad. It got us to where we are. All those scumbags got us to where we are. And I'm making fun when I say scumbags, but they are scumbags,
Yeah.
Anybody that's down with touching a kid's butthole is a scumbag, I'm sorry.
That's right.
That shit ain't cool, Wait till they're 18.
I mean, yeah. I don't know.
So what do you think is one of those things that's going to happen that's going to change everything?
I think it's a few things. I think it's blockchain. I think it's artificial intelligence. I think it's augmented reality. I think it's robotics and automation. They're already here, but it's as we progress, as they progress and they evolve, then it will. again, like with blockchain, like it's already it's already hit critical mass. And so there's nothing that they could do. They could try to say it's illegal, but when they do that, like, it will just make more people go into it, actually, because we always want what we can't have. So as soon as they tell us that.
How many times has the government of China tried to say that Bitcoin
Exactly.
was illegal?
Yeah,
and
it never
in India,
works.
they've done. I mean, they did it in 2017. They said it was illegal, and
Yep.
then they did it again already in 2021.
Yeah, because they're trying to create their own and make them use their.
Yeah, well, the central bank digital currencies is what they're trying to make everyone use.
What do you think about those?
Pretty crazy.
Yeah, well, I think if it's a central bank digital currency, then that's not going to be a true decentralized blockchain. That's going to be like a surveillance monetary system where they have complete control, where they can turn off your money, they can freeze your account, and it would be used just to perpetuate their whole agenda to control everything.
Yeah, I mean, if they said, hey, you could only use our CBDCs to perform commerce, so you could only use those to buy on Amazon, buy gas, buy groceries. It would. I mean, here's another thing.
But we don't know how exactly they're going to roll these out. So
and they're so far behind.
They're very behind. So
with that, like, okay,
dude, the Fed is so far behind.
But okay, so if they're that far behind, but then let's say they catch up or whatever, and because the way I see that being is like one day they're just going to shut everybody's bank account off, and now you're on you're on their coin. Like, this is your coin. This is your way you got to spend it, motherfucker. Like, you ain't got no choice.
That's
so what
fine. I mean,
then?
I'll cash in other cryptos to buy that coin to buy my gas.
But then all the other cryptos and all the other decentralized blockchains are still going to be out there.
Yeah,
sure.
So it's almost like.
But does that create that this coin is now worth more than Bitcoin or more than this or whatever? Because,
no, actually
because
the
of
opposite. Because again, it's an inflationary coin.
Right.
You can print as many as they want.
You create this. Now everybody says fuck you to your coin, and they pull their money or whatever, and they go over to Bitcoin, and they come over to these decentralized coins, right? And that becomes the standard. Is that what we're saying?
I think the real standard will become a Satoshi standard, because the Satoshi is already
like you're saying, driving down the road and seeing the gas, not fucking dollar signs. It's a Satoshi.
It's in Satoshi.
Or like
that's
a
already
bit or something. You
right.
know?
Exactly.
There'll probably be some slang kind of language that evolves. You know, kind of like we call $1 a buck.
I
right?
like
a
bit.
The language is going to change about how we describe the digital economy that's emerging, and we don't fully know how they're going to roll it out. Like, for all we know, all these central bank digital currencies or these stable coins that the banks create, for all we know, they might be interchangeable with XRP, which might be used as the whole liquidity pool to facilitate the cross-border payments. Well, if that's true, then that means you can exchange the CBDCs for XRP, and then from XRP into all the other ones.
Right.
Yeah, it'll just be easy to
It'll just be easy, and the whole world will be liquid. If that's the way that everyone wants it to be, unless these controllers try to say no, we're gonna start prosecuting the exchanges, and we're gonna make it so the exchanges basically threaten the exchanges, say, hey, you can only list the coins we allow you to, or we're gonna come after you, and then it's gonna be like a closed market, basically a dictated market.
Yeah, I mean, that's a very interesting perspective. I personally think, though, that their system will crash before they get to that point.
Well, yeah, because they're
When
so
that
far
happens,
behind,
right.
and they're so outdated. Like, they can't catch up to what's already being created.
But not only that, but what's even more important is their system's already crashing. Inflation, with these multi-trillion-dollar deals that they're talking about, like. Again, like, I don't care I celebrate them. Like, it's like, yeah, man, I think you should do 5 trillion, hell yeah, because it's just, it's speeding up their demise. Yeah. No, I don't want any of it. I just want it. Inflation, like gas prices going up, food prices going up, house prices going up. That's not the underlying value going up. That's the purchasing power of the underlying currency going down. So that's when that crashes, their whole system crashes.
What he's saying is he wants everything to just completely freaking collapse and it be chaos.
Right.
So
Right.
that way something new
Yeah,
can rise out of
his
the
vision.
ashes.
That's his vision.
Yeah.
That's his vision for
And I
sure.
say it's
like,
not a bad thing.
Yeah, no.
Like, hey, why would
Not at all.
God strike lightning in
But
a
here,
forest?
so
'Cause
let
it
me
has
ask
to
you
burn
on,
down.
that same. Okay, if it's everything's got to burn or whatever, but oh fuck, I just lost what I was saying.
I don't see it as a bad thing. Like, it's not a
don't know.
bad thing.
I wasn't gonna
like,
ask
it's
like that.
just nature. It's just it is evolution. You know, there's way too many people that are not evolving to the current level on the planet. Like, that's just how it is. You know, and like, dude, guess what? God just killed a baby. But another one just died. So it's like death, you know, only a few hundred years ago, death was a common part of life. Like, it was a very good chance. I think over 50% chance if you got your wife or your lady pregnant, the baby was going to die and she was going to die. It's a over 50% chance. So Thomas Jefferson alone, I think he had a number of his own children die. A wife die, like giving childbirth. Like, it was a common thing. Like, but we live in a life of lavish fucking luxury. And so we're not used to death. And so to me, I see like I'm not used to death. But what I see is like, in order for us to get to where I think we're going, we have to go through it. So it's like, yeah, like, we don't, like, I look at my son and even myself, like, there are lessons like I don't want to fucking learn. They're gonna suck. It's gonna be painful. It's gonna be emotional. But in order to become my best self, I have to learn those lessons. And I see that in the micro, me, and the macro, the collective. Like, it has to happen. You know. To me, it's just like inevitable. Like, if you extrapolate things out from where they are right now. The dollar system, the economic system, it is a mathematical impossibility that's going to get better. Like, it's simple math.
So I have a question though. Like, this is just being an idiot, whatever. How do you compare Biden's, like, what we're seeing right now to what Trump did 2-3 years ago? Like, not saying that the national debt wasn't going up or anything like that. Wipe that away. But like fuel wasn't that expensive. Like, going to the grocery store, it might have been a little bit more expensive or whatever. But it wasn't. It wasn't. It was cheaper, right?
But let me. I'm sorry. What does it matter?
Okay, but that's what I'm saying.
Are you
It's
trying
like
to say
in
that
this
one was better than the other?
No. I'm saying is we're in this reality of like we chose to get it worse so that we can make it better, right? So what's coming in the next 2 to 3 years is either it all burns or it gets fixed and gets better. And I'm not saying like their pillars get fixed. I'm saying theirs burns and we fix it as it burns. Instead of it all just going to hell in a handbasket and we're shooting our fucking neighbors and taking shit and doing all that. Like we're in this conscious reality of no more war, no more this fucking bullshit, and we're going to fucking fix it right now. Like, because all it is words.
I just don't see how that part happens. I haven't seen that. I would like for it, but I just don't see it. Unless something happens that really wakes everyone up.
Okay.
And I'm open to that. I hope for that.
Yeah.
But from where I'm seeing, like, because here's
somebody coming back from the dead would do that.
I'm the first in line, man. but let me look at it like this. The only reason why it seemingly is getting worse is because people are holding on to the past.
100%.
So that's why it has to get worse. The pain has to get
but
so bad.
Look at what they had. Look at everything that the last 50 years that our parents have gone through. Okay. Look at everything that they're still holding on to the last fucking 50 years, dude.
And?
Yeah, because they're still stuck in that reality.
I know.
So they're dying.
No, there's some that are letting go.
Oh, 100%.
So those are the people that will survive.
Right.
The people that are holding on to their ideals.
Right.
That's why it's in the 10 Commandments. Don't worship false ideals. That's more important than false idols. Ideals. Don't hold on to the past, these archaic ideas that no longer serve us. So it's like with the people saying, oh, millennials suck, they don't want to work. Like, I don't want to fucking work. No one wants to work.
Yeah, what the fuck?
You like to work at a factory Or you like swinging hammers, old geezer? You know, like, that doesn't make sense. No one wants to work if you could be rich. Like, duh. But they're holding on to their ideals that everybody should be like me. You should be a tough man, you know. You should go to work and swing a hammer and punch your wife. And you know? Those are just false ideals that they no longer service anymore. And so for me, the reason why it's seemingly getting worse is because people are still holding on. There's people out there right now that they will die for what they believe in. Their ideals. They will die for a flag and the ideals of that flag. So to me, it's like, okay, then you're going to. Because if you're not willing to change to adopt the new reality, you will die. Because dying is just giving up on the game. Saying, oh, the pressure of the game that I've created, me holding on so tight that I'm willing to kill my brothers and sisters over my ideals, yeah, you're going to die. No big deal. Because I'm not going to. I'm going to survive. Because I'm trying my best to get away from all the crazies and just live in the freaking mountains and just wait. And then once it's all over, I'll come back down and be like, all right, let's get started. You know, I don't know how to do electrics, but someone might do. You know, you used to be an electrician. You know some of it. Go fix that transformer. You know, or we will rebuild it. You know, it's not a big deal. But it's going to be crazy.
I don't feel like we would need the electrical stuff, right? The wires and all that. Especially with that video talking about Tesla.
Yeah, yes. That's the, man. Yeah, just collecting it from the ionosphere and shit, you know? Like, where is that technology?
Yeah, that's like the missing factor to truly liberate humanity is the free energy technology.
Yes.
But that's being suppressed.
But again, yes, I agree. It is being suppressed, but it's also being suppressed by a higher source because our consciousness...
We're not ready for it.
Exactly.
You're not ready!
Right. So everything happened so perfectly that we got a little taste of it. We got a glimpse of the future, but we weren't ready for it yet. So, and we're still not ready for it yet. And so that's why I think like
we're always ready.
Right, yeah, in the future.
There's never the future.
Ah, you're right. We are always ready.
We're always ready. That's
but it is
when you discover it. That's
ready.
What I'm saying.
It is the
when
doing,
you discover it,
when
you discover it, when it's that prevalent, you're ready. Like we're ready.
We are ready. But okay, we are ready as individuals. The collective is ready. But it also isn't ready.
It's always
It's
ready.
weird.
All of it.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I totally with you. But it's like, how can we are ready? Our highest self is always ready, but the ego is not always ready.
Yeah, but what controls the ego?
Programming, paradigm. I'll be talking about that tomorrow on tomorrow's episode.
Tomorrow's
episode. Tune in.
No,
In
and
less
Science
than
of Getting
fucking
Rich.
Be sure to make
10 hours.
Make sure to
10
like and
hours from now?
subscribe.
Yeah, less than 7, dude. Paradigms, the master program controlling your life. So that's the ego. That's again, we come here to learn karmic lessons, you know, going back to the Tibetan Book of the Dead or Hinduism, you know. And when you eat psychedelics, like, man, I just reincarnation.
Do you have that Book of the Dead?
No, but after listening to that, I'm gonna get it. I'd like to study that.
On hard copy or fucking do they have it on book on tape, you think?
Probably on Audible. You'd have to check that out.
I think it's on YouTube, the Tibetan Book of the Dead.
Oh, I bet. Yeah, I'm sure it is.
I think it was years ago, but I listened to some of it on YouTube.
Yeah.
Wow.
And you know what else that I'm really into that I learned, I got a little taste of it from Sai, is that, like, hearing that yesterday, it sparked something in me that I already kind of felt like I knew. So if I can let go, then I will get downloads of the information I need. You know what I'm saying? Like, and like having these conversations and, you know, like this stuff brings it all out, like bouncing these ideas and talking about this stuff. It will, just like he talks about in Think and Grow Rich, like this is a mastermind. There's actually an invisible mind, a collective mind that we're tapping into.
Oh,
so
dude,
like we don't need to read a book.
all of our subconscious are sitting there smacking each other right now. Like,
So it's like,
hey, no, this information,
Right.
motherfucker, this information. You got to talk about this. Hey, stupid, if you're not
Right.
talking about this, like, yeah.
So to me, it's
So
like,
it's not even me talking.
right, it's not.
Nah.
You're channeling.
Once you get into the flow state,
Right, your
Yeah.
channel. We're all channels. Some people are just better at totally relaxing the conscious ego and letting it flow, you know? And so we're all doing it all the time, or we can't access that. So, I mean, that's more of the stuff I really want to get into more and more. Again, it's, and I actually was thinking about this, wanted to talk to you guys about like what your experiences have been over the last 2 years, like how much they've shifted and almost like quantum leaps individually. Because I know for me, like it's been fucking nuts, like the amount of lessons that I've learned and experiences that I've gone through, which have been the catalysts to learn those lessons. Like it's been fucking crazy, man.
do you think taking psychedelics is some of those quantum leaps?
Without a doubt. But it's interesting you say that because like I've gotten to a point with psychedelics where like I don't want to do it
Yeah, I'm to that.
because like at some point once you ride the ride and you get the t-shirt, like you have to put those lessons into action in this reality. Like once you like I've had so many psychedelic experiences to the point where they're all the same, exactly the same. Ayahuasca, mushrooms, LSD. The only one that is totally different is ketamine. But all those others just
For me too.
With that being said, I'm kind of to that point of like even just doing this microdose right now is a nice like refresher, but I'm not going to go do a shit ton of mushrooms.
Right.
I'm not going to go do ayahuasca, I don't think anymore. I don't feel like I'm going to, I don't know. I felt this with all drugs though. Like I didn't party when I was younger. Like I didn't feel the need to go do a bunch of shit with all my friends or whatever. When they had fucking whatever kind of drug, I didn't feel the need to go do it with them. And it's because it's like, I don't need that ticket or like, I don't, it's not something I need to check off my bucket list.
yeah.
You know, so it's like, yeah, we're at the next.
I'm gonna check them all off.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, ayahuasca was one that definitely needed to be checked off because it's something that like I've never felt before, never experienced that, and maybe I do need to do it again to see what my second experience is like and if it is different. But it seems to me like it was just another Molly trip or an LSD trip or something like that, but just more powerful. The what I did get from it was the body cleanse. That was the biggest thing that I got from that. Was like your body got cleansed of a bunch of shit that you've been holding on to.
Yeah. I mean, I think especially after our last conversation in that car ride to pick up my truck, like when we were talking about Thoth and we were talking about all this other stuff, is that, and especially like Sri Yukteswar and Paramahansa, like these people, like I guess like doing psychedelics back in 2000, even at like the first time I did it, I was 18, and that was a fucking wild trip. And then I didn't do it again until I was like 24, 25. But what it did was it allowed me to experience something that I could get to with discipline, with commitment, like Sri Yukteswar talks about. Like you have to be committed, you have to be disciplined, you have to have a strong will in order to access these portals in your own mind. Like you have to meditate every fucking day. Like these guys are meditating for hours a day.
They live in freaking caves and,
Oh,
and meditate in caves.
that's
bro,
a great point. Like, yeah, like that's a whole nother level.
I
Yeah,
mean,
dude.
These dudes like dedicated their life to it. They spent like decades
Yes.
like just hanging out in the Himalayas
Yes.
or the Himalaya mountains.
Right.
And they would literally just meditate in caves, and like they wouldn't even. It says in that book, Autobiography of a Yogi, that once they get so advanced at this, they don't even have to eat,
Right.
and they can sustain themselves
Right.
without food.
Yeah, think of that level of renunciation. Is that you've shed all of the karma of the body to the point where you don't even need food to live. Because that's a belief. It's a belief that we need food to live. So when you get to that level, it's like you don't even believe you need food. Like because they come down like once a year to party with all the other yogis, and
Well,
they're
wasn't
like,
it?
"I'm
Yeah,
outta
wasn't
here."
it like even that they shed for food, but like it was like to the point where they like it wasn't even minuscule amounts or whatever, right? Like that body needed or some shit like that. Like,
I mean, I've seen stories of yogis now that they've taken, and I've used the word lightly, locked up into like an observation room, and he didn't eat for weeks, didn't eat or drink, and he said he just lived off of this drip that was in the back of his throat.
your DMT drip or whatever.
Yeah. So I think there are people, right? I think that, and we talked a little bit about this, is that there's people that are already immortals living on the planet right now, but they're living in caves. Like, they don't come out. Like, they don't need to. They're like, you guys are still playing on level 1. Like, I'm only on level 9, but I'm still like, dude, the amount of growth from level to level is astronomical. So for us, if we're on level 1 and they're on level 9, dude, they are freaking, our minds have never even experienced something like they experience every day.
Do any of you guys practice that? The like trying to get your tongue up into your nasal cavity?
I'm trying to make it without shit in my pants every day.
Do you know what I'm talking about though?
No.
You've never heard of that?
I've heard of it,
No,
but
never heard of that.
So it's something that Jesus practices, like what they call the Holy Grail. Like you put your tongue, like you stick your tongue up your nasal cavities as far as you can. So you
what?
like
I can't.
like
I ain't
you're
getting
trying to
it
get
back
it
there.
up in there, but you have to get it like it's years of practice of because your tongue's a muscle, and that thing that's connected underneath or whatever that connects your tongue has to be stretched. And like in order to get it all the way up and to receive the DMT drip, you have to fucking it's dedication. It's like so look that up. Like I've seen this on multiple videos now of like people talking about like the Holy Grail and like how to live like that, and like how these yogis do that is by practicing that technique to put them into samadhi to put them into that. And then into that deep state, and then that DMT drip keeps them in that state longer, and then they live longer because they're pretty cool.
Yeah, because I saw a Aubrey Marcus that had a couple guys that were researching DMT, and they have actually found now that your lungs produce the most DMT. In fact, they're saying that this whole reality is just a DMT.
All
trip.
DMT, yeah.
We're just tripping right now.
Feels good.
Yeah, I mean, it's life. It's awesome.
Crazy.
Well, even like look at the Matrix, like how that all like all those fucking bodies on a ship, fucking just sitting there, all just like babies or whatever, grown, like, and they're just fed and everything like that, and then when they get woken up, they get flushed down the fucking tube. Like, that's all us. We're all sitting there on a fucking ship somewhere, plugged in, bro.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, but here's the thing, like, if that
It's
is
the
true,
same thing.
what does it matter?
Now you're plugged into the Matrix. So how do we remove ourselves from the Matrix? That's
Why
the question.
would you want to?
Uh,
Like, even Neo realized in the third one is that he needs the Matrix. Just it's symbiotic.
Yeah. No. I
So
get
it's
that.
not, what he realizes in that third one is that it's not bad. That's not the enemy. It is me. It's a reflection of me. So even if he was that realization that when he took the pill, it's just, he got to see behind the veil, but then he ultimately realizes that it's neither good nor bad. Like, it's just the agent is a reflection of him.
Yeah.
He is the Matrix, and the Matrix is him. So if my consciousness is, and it is plugged in somewhere, I have no idea where, because every night when we go to sleep, we're disconnecting from the game. And then we plug in when we wake up. Where does it go?
Yeah, but it's not necessarily you're not disconnected. You're put into that other reality.
Yeah, like a sleep state, like on your computer. Because again, like as within, so without. Mm-hmm. So like I look at like a computer is a reflection. It is a physical representation of our mind that we created in this physical world. And so I use that to compare. Like, if I put that thing to sleep, there's still programs running at a subconscious level. Just like every night when I go to sleep, I'm just putting myself into sleep mode. But just like the electricity, like it's infinite. Electricity is neither created nor destroyed. It's everywhere at all times. And so that's what we really are, is electricity, that we're powering the avatar at an infinite level, you know?
It'll be interesting how they bring this next Matrix back.
Oh, I know. Dude, when does that come out? Do you know? Because that
Pretty soon.
will...
It's pretty soon.
I'm excited because Trinity dies.
Yep, and so she's supposed to come back. Though.
So
but here's where I'm at with all of that. Okay, so like if they've realized that because here at the very end of the movie they're disconnected from the Matrix.
Right, when
they are pulled back up. They're pulled back fucking out of it because he realized, we need the Matrix and all this, blah blah blah. No, AI needs the Matrix. The humans are still living their fucking lives and everything. That's what the whole deal is. Like that's what the whole premise of that whole movie is, unplugging. Like we're in the Matrix right now. How do we unplug from it? Where are we at? What are we doing?
Yeah.
See, now I fucking blown your mind again because here, dude, we're not here just doing all this shit right now, whatever.
I could be like some fat dude that either programmed to this.
Literally.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not like slim.
We picked
the avatar, so why would you pick an avatar that you didn't at some level like?
I mean,
it would be just a reflection because Neo looked the same.
Yeah, it's just a reflection.
But here's
the thing. But here's the thing: you didn't necessarily pick this avatar. You're chosen to this avatar because again, you have karmic lessons to learn. I'm skinny and tall,
so at every
I have
iteration,
to fucking go and work my ass off to get my fucking body right, and that takes dedication. That takes everything else in my fibers and beings. I'm the laziest motherfucker that you'll ever meet. But isn't that just a
construct of the game?
Hence why I'm this way. Because if I was not lazy, if I was fucking dedicated, I would not be in this physical form right now. But I would be in the best physical form of myself.
I see what you're saying, but if you unplug, like in the movie, and you become your actual self, but then who's to say that there's not a plugged-in level at that? It's infinite.
Yep.
So,
but that's going down the rabbit hole because you can go like, I'm not in this one.
Doesn't it just loop on itself?
No, because it plugs me back here to saying I fucking need to ground myself here and figure this fucking reality out.
Because
I'm done with all the other shit.
Have you ever seen? I forgot what the movie is called. It's this guy that they create AI life, and so it's this guy. He's actually got emotions and stuff like that, but he's AI in this thing that they created.
Oh, yeah, I know.
In this like simulation world, and he has the same bank life over and over again. But like the creators of it are playing the game. I don't know if he puts glasses on. He might put glasses on.
Is that a new movie?
Yeah.
The Good Guy?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Yes. We just our avatar, I think that it was almost like it looked very similar every life. And we just keep playing and we get to a certain level and then it's like, because she says, we just talked about it, is when you get to level 100, come and talk to me. And he's like, oh, what level am I on? She goes, level 1. And he's like, oh, fuck. So he goes and he plays the game to get XP to level 100.
That's what we're all here doing.
So
we're
just
gaining XP.
The game wouldn't be fun if you incarnated with your dream body.
100%.
In your dream bank account. It wouldn't be fun.
Yeah.
The challenge makes the game fun.
Well, the other thought I had too is with video games, war games or anything, that could even be life.
How is it not? Oh, yeah. I thought about that. That is a reality.
It is.
100%.
Yeah, when that motherfucker dies.
Yes.
Because here's the thing. We're really connected to that.
Yes.
We're really connected to that.
Oh, my God. Because how many... one of my good friends, Jason, you met him, is he used to be a big gamer where they would not sleep for 72 hours and plan raids and dude the kids on the other end,
WoW raids, huh?
Oh, dude,
World of Warcraft.
They would get I'm gonna kill myself. Dude, they work so hard to build up this character and then they would rob them.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and
World of Warcraft, dude. That shit's real.
So yeah, I mean, who's to?
Have you seen that South Park?
I have not.
World of Warcraft.
Dude, South Park is about
they clown it. It's pretty funny.
They hit the fucking nail on the head about damn near everything.
Yeah, they do. I mean, their way of just
They
like,
fuck
making
shit
fun
up.
of it's the
They
best.
fuck shit up. They're the Weird Al Yankovic of the fucking comedy world.
Yeah, man, they're freaking loco. Yeah, I mean, I'm with you 100% on all that. Like, it's
Because hey, you're working on your best self right now.
right.
The last 30 days for you has been probably way more transformative than in the last 2 years for you. I almost guarantee it, because I'm watching your stories and I'm like fucking just sitting here being the dumbass going like, fuck, dude, Gary's just doing his thing. And like, I'm just still sitting here fucking watching his stories. Oh, what's he doing tomorrow? Oh, where's he
Same
going?
thing.
Oh, fucking,
Same thing.
he crushed 23 days. There's number 23. Like,
Oh, thanks so, man.
Man.
I mean, I appreciate
yeah.
that.
But that's
Rub it in.
no,
Living
no,
vicariously
but it's like,
through you.
But yeah,
But also it makes me think like I don't know about the consistency, you know,
It's-
because the posting keeps me accountable.
oh yeah.
Because
Yeah.
like every day, like because it's weird. Like,
But
after
you know
this
what?
hump of
But what that's
excitement-
doing is like, even for somebody just like myself, like, because you're a good friend of mine, right? Like, seeing that happen for yourself is also making me go like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? You're just sitting there. And,
Yeah, because you have the bands too.
oh yeah, man, I got all of it.
Oh
like,
yeah,
I have all
dude,
of,
it's a
all of
10-minute
that
workout,
shit. It's like,
dude.
yeah,
that's why I
fuck.
like it.
I don't know, man. Just so fucking lazy. It's so bad.
But you know what? We are all that lazy.
yeah.
What I did is the pain ultimately the laziness pain got to a point where it's like, oh, dude, this sucks. And if I keep going, it's going to really suck. My body's going to hurt. My joints are going to hurt.
Right.
I got to make a change.
Right.
And so then if you make the game so easy that you can't fail. So then like my neighbor, then I asked like, hey, I want things to be easy. What do I really want? I don't want to go to the gym. Because I don't want to have to travel to the gym. I could care less about being social or seeing anybody. Like, I don't care about that aspect. So then my neighbor 2 doors down, good friend, came over. We went to coffee one day, had a great day together. And he's like, oh, come in my house. Up in where Noah's room is here. They have a fucking they have a little sauna. All this because he's a chiropractor, so he's into all this biohacking stuff. So they have this whole room in their house. He's like, check out this workout thing. The guy who invented it, he just went on about the guy who invented it and talks about like, dude, you can get a full workout in 10 minutes. I was like, well, dude, that's not. I mean, how could I not? I definitely got 10 minutes a day. Like, how could I ever make an excuse on 10 minutes? And so I was like, I'm buying it, you know? And then I did it a few times, and dude, it's just unfolded. And now with the posting, because of the science of getting rich, like, dude, that has been a game changer for all of us. Like, I challenged everybody, because I do a $100 giveaway every Saturday for all the people. Like, if you hit certain markers, you get an entry. And so then that was the last cycle. This one I said, I'm going to make it even harder for you. In order for you to get that entry every week, you have to post you taking action in the 5 areas of your life on your Instagram every day. Not a story, but a post. And so we all started doing that. And everybody's life is radically transformed.
Yeah.
Like, there's some people that are killing it now because it just, hey, because we're all fucking lazy. So it's like, take a picture of yourself working out. Take a picture of yourself fucking working, you know? It makes you mindful. An hour of real focused work every day will change your life. Like, dude, most people are saying, oh, I work 12 hours, but you really only fucking work 15 minutes, you know?
Right.
And that's why you ain't getting anywhere. So it's like, if you really were just focused 1 hour a day on making money, working, dude, my health, that's the biggest thing. Once I really took care of that wild ass Mustang that's trying to freaking eat burritos every day, you know, and jerk off, like, dude, everything changed, man, because you let that thing out of the stable, it's fucking jumping around, you know, you gotta, yeah, whoa, man, whoa, you need to work out, buddy. But then the working out shifted the mind to the, like, hey, now I'm more focused. Like, if I were to work out every day for 90 days, it will change my body. But as you're working out, you start getting like inspired, like, okay, this feels good. So now I'm going to start taking more vitamins. I'm going to watch what I eat. It just creates a compounding effect. But the biggest thing I found was like moving my body and meditating. Because after our last talk, like I was like, I'm gonna meditate every day. Like I know how. I've listened to Thoth numerous times, and like that's we were talking about it. Is this reality is kind of boring. Like I've done it. Dude, I've had so much sex. I've had so many nights getting fucked up on drinking and smoking, snorting, fucking money. Like I don't really want very much stuff. So it's like this reality is kind of getting boring.
Repetitive.
Yeah, it's very repetitive. It's very superficial and surface level. And so like I actually called my mom after the first time I listened to Autobiography of a Yogi, and I was like, this is what I've been looking for like my whole life. Like I know that at some point, like once Noah's grown up, I will just leave everything and I'm going to go live in a cave for a while. Like, because I want, the only way through the next level is through the inner door. We have to go in. That's why the metaverse is being created, because it's trying to train us that, hey, there's a metaverse within you. And the only way to get into it is by meditation. And it's also by letting go. Letting go of the trappings of this reality.
Do you know what meta means? Like, have you looked up the definition of meta?
I think it means like new level.
In Hebrew, it means dead.
Okay, yeah, this dead level. I don't think it necessarily means bad.
No, I'm not saying like it's all like bad or whatever, but like the way that if you really look at like all their symbolism, it's all in Hebrew. It all means
who's they?
Like the elite, the everything like that. Like,
so, going back to like that, dude. I wear a Star Tetrahedron for like 15 years, dude. Like I'm wearing that symbol.
Yeah, but that's not that's the symbol, like the star. Yeah, what you're saying, but it's not like that's not their symbols, the eye and all this bullshit or whatever. Like their symbolism is
no, but even in this,
different.
like in that documentary, when he talks about this symbol and the 6-pointed star and like all this different things into it, like it's power. There's a certain level of energy in all shapes, you know?
Right.
And so, like, they're just trying to... The thing about them is they're fucking vampires.
Well, they're here, okay? They're here, and they can't ever get above that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, their hardware in this incarnation... Like, Donald Trump, in this incarnation, he's hit his ceiling of consciousness. So the next thing for him to do is just to die.
Sure.
Just die, man. Because guess what? He gets reincarnated as my kid. And then I'm like, oh, dude, listen, I love you so much. I fucking love you. And then I help him go through his karma to, hey, get to these levels. Dude, Noah might have been Hitler in another life, you know? But that's why he would incarnate and choose me. Man, like, look at this advanced being,
that's
dude.
Where I'm at with that is like, if he's Hitler in another life, your son didn't deserve you. Like, your son, if Hitler reincarnated, that motherfucker is a black kid with AIDS in Africa with fucking flies eating his eyes out or some shit. Like, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you're right. I don't...
Donald Trump...
It's all levels.
Donald Trump, you're saying deserves whatever. When he dies, he doesn't deserve necessarily a good... Like, he's worked to the level that he worked to, right? Like,
I know, but there's so many people doing the light work to help people that those people right now are going to they're going to fucking warp zone.
100%. Yes. Yeah,
and I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm cool with that because there's so many people... The waking up... Remember, waking up is just evolving your consciousness. There's so many people doing that. That's what's hit critical mass. Like, dude... I have friends in India, friends in the Philippines. Like they're getting this information that's changing the whole world. So as the evolution hits exponential growth, all the beings that reincarnate are just going to get a warp zone.
So as you're talking about that, I was thinking about how you were saying about the DMT, how we're always tripping on DMT or something like that.
Yeah.
So when it comes to like the abrupt thing that wakes us up, it's like that's just it. We're dreaming right now.
Yes.
And we wake up.
Yeah.
And we're like, holy shit, that was a crazy ass dream.
Into another dimension. But you wake up every night when you go to sleep. But we don't remember that. We don't remember that.
I'm ready to get the fuck off of this one.
But even the next level, I think the next level is immortality.
Yeah, but is that in this form right here that you're sitting at, or
Debatably, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Debatably.
right, because look, this motherfucker right there, like,
But he left.
He still died. But he's still immortal. He's still immortal.
I know, and he
That's what
can
I'm saying.
come back in this
right
reality,
now, right there.
right.
This motherfucker could appear right in front of us and
Right.
start talking to us now.
Because in this reality, that's what the form looks like.
Right.
In the next dimension, we evolve out of the animal body.
Right, but
This
it's
is
not.
the
It's
animal
not
body.
about. But it's doing the work here to do that.
Right, 100%.
Like the only reason why he would be able to do that is because that guy fucking did all the work here first. And how many lifetimes did that take him? Because here's the thing: they've talked about life 50 million plus years.
Yeah.
In the Bhagavad Gita.
Oh yeah, man.
50 million plus years of life here.
Oh yeah,
In just this realm.
the yugas.
So, like, how many times have we been, dude? How many times have we had this fucking conversation?
I would even say
Because here, where I'm at, we've all met before.
100%.
Our higher
Yes.
consciousness has brought us to this point right here because it's already been written.
But it just looked different.
Yeah.
Like we could be the incarnation of like the founding fathers who used
Yeah.
to meet up at each other's house and drink beer and eat. I guarantee they were eating mushrooms, dude. I would bet my life that those founding fathers were eating mushrooms, dude, and tripping out.
It's that meme of fucking the old man over the thing of mushrooms on the like log or whatever, and it's like, oh, Ted here fucking found out that these are the mushrooms that last like fucking 4 hours, or whatever, trial by air.
Yeah,
fucking they all
exactly.
figured it out because they're like, oh, what's this? Fucking eat it. No shit.
Yeah, it's only been in like the past probably couple hundred years that's been what you call repressed, It's before that, man, we were tripping out, just doing drugs all the time, everybody.
That also goes to.
I was gonna say there's a really an interesting book called "The Sacred Mushroom and the Cross"
Oh,
by John
yeah.
Allegro.
Yeah.
And he basically says that when he was because he was deciphering the Dead Sea Scrolls, he was one of the translators assigned to do that, and he shows all this evidence about how in the Christian religion. There's all this mushroom symbolism and how a lot of these metaphors in the Bible and in a lot of these translations are actually describing mushrooms, and mushrooms was like part of their culture,
right.
and a lot of these spiritual experiences and stuff. His theory is that it was induced by them taking mushrooms.
I believe that because think about when 2,000 years ago. Like we were hunters and gatherers.
Look at the stories these fuckers have created.
Yeah.
Look at it. Look at the fucking Bible.
Who's these fuckers?
All of them. Like, I'm just saying, like, in general, okay, you got prophets, you have all these, like, 2,000 years. We don't know what fucking happened 2,000 years ago.
No.
I don't even know if Jesus Christ is a real thing.
Very little record.
Bro, we don't even know
proof.
We don't even know if Jesus is real.
Yeah, I mean,
that could all be some weird astrological metaphor because there's a lot
It
of
could
those
be a
in there
psyop, dude. It's all a psyop.
There was
Yeah,
another,
it is.
To elaborate on what you were saying about the psyop. I saw another interesting theory about how, and this goes back to what you were saying about all these crazy people that do like the pedophilia and the blood sacrifices, is that the whole theme of Jesus dying on the cross was actually a psyop to get people to glorify a blood sacrifice. A ritual, and that's all by design. They were like, how can we manipulate the consciousness to worship blood sacrifice? And then this whole story of Jesus dying on the cross, and it was all just a psyop to manipulate consciousness into focusing on something negative that was a blood ritual.
Yeah. Wow, because you got to think back then, 99% of the population of the planet didn't know how to read.
Yeah.
So they were getting all their information word
from
of
the
mouth.
state. From
Right.
the state, from the
Yeah, and the
rulers.
most
Right.
that was
They controlled the
in
available
sovereign
information.
individual.
Right,
Yeah,
just
the
like
sovereign
you
individual.
taught me is the language of the rulers.
Yep.
They're the ones, but there's also there's the rule, but then there's the gods above them. And then man, I just went to lunch yesterday and a guy was talking about this, but the you could call them prophets, but the wise men, the people that were really eating because the slaves worked all day. They weren't eating mushrooms all the time. They weren't partying and drinking beer and hanging out up in the freaking monasteries. They were working. because they are the ones that keep the machine going.
Right.
Then you have the rulers, the rulers just enforce the rules to keep order on the slaves. If the slaves get out of hand, the whole ship goes down.
Yep.
Then you have the gods or the elite. They're the ones that actually create the rules that the enforcers or policies. They're just enforcing policies that are created by the gods. Or they're not gods, they're freaking lizard people.
They're like false gods, like a lowercase g god. And you can compare them to people that exist today. Like you got these people that are super rich with all this technology like Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos. Well, the gods of Greek mythology could just be compared to the Elon Musks of today and the Bill Gates and the Jeff Bezos of today.
Right.
So,
Right.
Yeah.
and if you really read the mythology, the Greek mythology, the Bible, the Book of Mormon, you realize that what's the word? Technocrats. They were technocrats. The gods of Greek mythology were just technocrats because they had all the technology. The pharaohs, the Egyptian gods, they were just technocrats because they had the technology to build pyramids and they had the technology that the slaves, they knew the geometry, the speed of light. They knew all that. And then the way that they got the primitive beings to worship them and submit to their authority is, well, one, through the language, but also by displaying advanced technology and being like, look, worship me or you're fucked. Because we got this technology.
You have some cool tattoos. What's that? Your hand tattoo, you have a third eye or whatever. Yep. That's a crazy
third eye on there.
That's a crazy tattoo to have.
Eye of Horus?
The Eye of Horus.
Well, yeah, it just represents the pineal gland.
Oh, nice.
I like that.
What's the one on your bicep?
This is an astronaut. I've got the flower of life, some planets, a stargate, some pyramids, and
all done
all
by
that
the
rabbit
same
hole
person?
stuff that I'm into.
Yeah, that's badass. That's really fucking sweet. And is that a clock or is that the zodiac on your inner bicep?
That's a planet.
Oh, it kind of looks like I saw like the
kinda does look
Roman
like the zodiac.
numerals.
I was thinking about getting something like that, but I'm still a work in
I'm
progress.
gonna get the zodiac.
Is it all done by the same artist?
Yeah.
Nice. That's cool.
Yeah, I've only let one dude do all my tattoos because
Oh,
they all
really?
connect. So it's like once you have them all connecting, it's like, well, if I have a new artist do it, it's not going to be incongruent with the same style.
Right.
Yep.
So
Right. Yeah, his shading's going to be
Yeah.
different from somebody else's
Right.
shading. Yeah, that's cool.
Are you gonna get like your whole body?
no, didn't plan to do the whole body, but I'm not like opposed to getting more. I've just kind of been holding off on it because like I'm waiting, all the crazy stuff happening in the world. And with the crypto markets, I feel like it's not quite the time to go blow a bunch of money on tattoos.
Right.
we're at a very unique moment in the market cycle where it's not quite ready yet to just blow all this money.
Yeah. Oh, that'll be freaking sweet.
What do you think? When's that coming? When's the?
If we get a repeat of the 4-year cycle that we had last time, then we're looking at the end of December, maybe going a little bit into January of 2022.
Of
Oh
just
yeah,
booming.
so that means like
Yeah.
even from December. In fact, I remember there were some spikes like October spikes, November, right after Thanksgiving, right after I got back from MLS. In fact, the day I got back, went to San Francisco, fucking huge gains.
Okay, so my brother brought something to my attention about the crypto market, and one of his friends studies the water flow charts of the water on the earth through the rivers and everything like that. And he was noticing that with crypto, it followed that.
No way.
In a way. I don't know how well this guy broke it down and actually studied it and everything, but he's literally, he goes, I know these flow charts. I know this flow. This looks just like the rivers, exactly how the rivers would go up and down.
I mean, I'd have to see the charts.
So to me, with this kid finding this, that could also be it's, because we're on a life-based form. This is life. Water is our life, right? Water could be like what we need to pay attention to for these things. The flow of water, how much water is coming in, how much water is going out, all that bullshit. Like,
but even that is just, again, a reflection of the cycle. Because
Well, you
the
know-
energy cycles, that's what's repeating. Like that's why I'm looking at even my past around the same time. Like it comes to repeat itself. So like I would even track. That's why I write. Like another reason why we write our goals every day and write our wins is so you can track the past. Because like that's why they celebrate these days. Like Christmas, June 25th, December 25th, there's an energetic reason. There's like a spike in the energy. So we know it's coming every year.
Yeah, cycles and
Right.
patterns. To elaborate on what Chase was saying, it's an interesting correlation how he
Right.
mentioned the water. Well, cryptocurrency is money. And the way that we
Currency.
describe money
It's currency.
is the way
It's
we
current.
describe
The
water.
current.
The current of a river, and then on the side of the river
Right.
is the river banks, and we deposit our money into the banks, and the banks direct the flow of the current.
Bro.
And when we call it liquidity. Liquidity
Right.
is money.
That's
So
why I'm
it's
saying,
very
like, if we
interesting.
fucking
but
pay
let's get
attention,
these-
if we
let's
really
get
pay
the-
attention to this shit, we could fucking be like, hey, like, this is when we need to fucking sell. This is when we need to buy. This is when we could fucking play it like a stock market, but even better,
Does
a
he have
crypto
every
market.
day? Or
Dude, it goes
what's-
back for years. They have it on the websites for the water flow charts. They
Yeah,
have,
so how do we
he
get
sent me
that
that.
data?
I have it all.
Where do we find that? Can you
I
send
have
to
it.
us?
I have it.
Oh yeah.
He
I would
just
be able to get you
it's just
down
the
to
USG.
tracking
It's the
it every
USGA
day.
fucking sites for water flow. That's all it is. And you can just literally go in there and see how the water flows, how it drops, how it comes back, how hard it comes back in certain areas. So that just tells me that it's like, okay, fucking Bitcoin gonna go through the roof
Right.
here. It's not gonna go through the roof here. We're gonna see it at a low or whatever. Like,
Or we could look back on the
Oh,
on
yeah.
the cycles and say, hey, here was the biggest spike in flow every day, every year.
Yeah.
And if it like matched certain days in December's a big month, and we can just look, and if it correlates, then
bro, we can fucking just get rich off of that.
Oh,
like
yeah,
even more rich. Is what I'm saying. Like you follow that good enough.
But yeah, that correlation might make sense, but at the end of the day, like the price is, that's why like I don't trade. Like I'm just gonna, but like when the energy if it flows big up, then yeah, of course I want to sell if I know it's gonna come down 50% or fucking more.
Yeah,
then
but, okay,
oh,
so
yeah.
you have the data behind the last couple years or whatever.
Right.
Oh, this is when the flow went fucking all the way back down to the
Right.
bottom. Great. I know exactly when I can buy at the low again. So I know how much to sell
Right.
and how much to keep or whatever.
Oh, that'd be fucking awesome.
Wouldn't it be weird if these big hedge funds and these big central bankers that are manipulating the market,
BlackRock.
but what if they're just subconsciously manipulating the market in correlation with the water?
Due
Because we're
to
all
the
beings
water.
of water.
I believe that.
We're 75% water in our body, and we're all connected.
Yeah.
By some
I would
weird
actually
etheric field.
I would actually say that right there is the key to life.
Yeah.
Like the key to fucking living.
As well.
That following the water.
Yeah.
If you
I mean,
follow
that's
the water,
pretty
you
wild.
follow currency, liquidity,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you're saying. You hit
Everything, how it
fucking
affects
every
everything.
dude. The
But
verbiage.
then it would also be like, there's ripple effects too. So
Sure.
like if we watch it, like, because yeah, if something happens with the money, there's after effects to it, you know. So it's like, man, I mean,
Yeah, but that's where you would go
'Cause
like,
again-
okay, how muddy did the water get this day? How clear was this water?
I mean, it says
How?
that.
Oh fuck yeah! It'll give you every little bit of fucking high flow, low flow. This is how like this bank got washed out or whatever. This is how muddy the water is. A good fishing day, non-fishing day. That's why they call it fishing, not catching. Like it's the same thing. That's why all the fishermen watch the flows. Like they're constantly watching the flow of the river and knowing when to fish and when not to. Same thing with like I think.
Yeah, I agree. Oh, that's pretty wild.
Weird stuff, man. Weird stuff.
Yeah. You are freaking out.
Man, schnozberries taste like schnozberries.
All right, guys, what do you think? Dude, I mean, that's a solid hour and a half.
That was pretty good.
That was, man.
Yep.
Dang. All right, everybody come in. Because, man, we got to put some juju that it's all going to go good. All the recordings and everything I got going on here.
I mean, at least one of these had to get it.